Welcome back, mamas. Y'all, today we are going to talk about the exciting possibilities that come with a new year and what that means to you as a mom and how you can take this new year as a time of reflection, as a time of opportunity, as a time of new beginnings, and really what that could look like in your life. So let's get to it. Do you wish you had control of your days, that you had a rhythm, but instead feel overwhelmed, scattered, and like there's never enough time? You're in the right place. I'm Danielle, a recovering workaholic, wife, and stay-at-home mom of 2 girls. I've learned how to reclaim my time and find purpose and freedom so I can be present with my kids and feel like myself again. Here, we embrace where we are, but we don't stay there. So if you're ready to trade the chaos for clarity, the guilt for grace, and the endless to-do list for aligned flow, grab the kiddos a snack and toss in that laundry because I know you're multitasking, and let's do this because your time, your purpose, and you matter. Okay, mamas, happy new year. It is a new year. It is 2026 and we are in a brand new year. And I just want to talk to you today about the possibilities that brings, because I know as mamas, sometimes we might feel like, okay, it's already maybe the first week of January, and this may seem like you're already behind. If you're anything like me, it may seem like you're already behind because you don't have a New Year's resolution, or you don't have a word of the year, or you haven't done your planning and your goals for this year yet, or, a host of things that could have happened. Like this year, I am a little behind the 8 ball with my stuff. And so I know when I had littles that were, all over the place, into everything, and I was always behind. At least that's how I felt. And so I thought I would take a minute to speak into you if you are in that place, and just to kind of let that go, to open your mind to the possibility that this is exactly where you're supposed to be, right? That you're not late to the game, that you are right where you're supposed to be, and that it is okay. And that just because it is already the first week, you're into the first week of January, and you do not have all of those things, already set up or in line, or have any idea when you might be able to get any of those things done, that is okay, right? That is okay. I'm going to start with a quote here. This is from Maya Angelou, who I love. And it says, each of us has that right, that possibility to invent ourselves daily. If a person does not invent herself, she will be invented. So to be bodacious enough to invent ourselves is wise. To be bodacious enough to invent ourselves is wise. And why I love this quote, especially for the start of a new year, is because we can invent ourselves every single day in new, right? You can invent yourself into something new each and every day if you would so choose. But at the start of a new year, and especially when you may feel like you're behind, so what, right? So what? Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is the day that you could begin, or maybe it's next week, right? Like whenever you decide to invent yourself, that is when you can decide to invent yourself. And you deciding is the important part, right? Like you making that decision. We've been talking a lot about possibility and how possibility, opening up our minds to the possibilities, creates this opportunity, right? And this says to invent ourselves daily. If a person does not invent herself, she will be invented. She will be invented because we are going to just get into this rhythm and go with the flow and, be kind of drawn into the things of this world and the things of the day if we don't decide what we want for ourselves, right? If we do not set an intention for our year, for our lives, for our days. And that is what it's all about. And if you are behind in that, that is okay. And if you feel like I don't know even what you're talking about, that is also okay. But what I want for you is to set an intention for your days, for your life, and for 2026. And sometimes that means the intention for the day is to get through it, right? Is to take a shower for the day, is to, get to the grocery store and get all of the groceries put away. Sometimes those little small things will be your intention for the day. But sometimes, if you don't set an intention for the day, what will happen is the intention will get set for you, right? If we don't take control of our intentions, of what we are wanting for our lives, then it will happen for us. And so, even though I'm late to the game this year, even though I haven't picked my word of the year, even though I just got my planner today for 2026, it literally just came in the mail today. Even though I am late, that is okay because I still am going to take hold of my year. I'm still going to take hold of my days. And even though we got a late start to this year, in my opinion, I got a late start. It's me that's determining that, right? And the only person that gets to say if I got a late start is me, right? No one else can determine that. If it feels like that to me, then that is what's going to happen. So I am choosing to not feel late to the game, right? I am choosing to know one of my words this year that I still haven't picked a word, right? Like I cannot land on a word this year. And part of that reason is because I am in a season right now of rest. I am in a season of reflection. I am in a season of kind of giving God, like letting God take the wheel and just doing what he is telling me. I am in a season of obedience to him. And so obedience could be my word, which is really kind of like strange for me to even say out loud because obedience, if you know me, is not a word that I would think that you would think that I would ever pick, right? Rest, another word you would never think I would pick, but that is a word that keeps popping up. A reset. I don't know if I want to take my whole word of the year and, use it as reset because I don't necessarily want the whole entire year to be a reset, but that might wind up being my word. I am not exactly sure. And that is okay. And so what the important part is that I am in control of whatever that word is, right? Whatever I decide. Like if I decide that God is in control and, God is always in control, right? But if he is leading me to a word that I am resisting, but I feel like that is going to be my word, then that will be my word, right? And so I am open to the possibility of what my word will be. And I feel like I have to be strongly, you can't just pick a word and not be strongly connected to that word. And so it really has to resonate in order for me to pick it. And I haven't quite landed on what that word is yet for this year, but I will tell you what my process is. And I think what I'm going to do this whole month is kind of walk you through some of the things that do go into planning for a new year or planning for your month. So I think every week I might take one of the podcasts and focus on like my word of the year. I will focus on, how I come up with that. I will focus on like coming up with my core values, which I always reevaluate each and every year and how I do that. And kind of give you a little bit of a look and insight into some of the work that goes into the prioritization clarity calls, some of the work that I walk my clients through. I am going to kind of give little snippets on that each and every week in January, just to give you a taste of that so that you can, if you would like, start your new year with intention and start your new year in a way that is going to hopefully, give you some solidification in who you are and what you can root in this year. Because I really do believe that once you have these core things, that you can filter your decisions through them, that it makes your life and your decision making and all of the things that we have to do as moms, it makes it easier when you have that foundation laid, when you have a filter to take things through, decisions through, when you know where your true north is, okay? And that is what we do in my coaching. And I'm going to give you a little snippet snippet as we walk through this month. I want to read another quote here from Albert Einstein that says, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow." We learn from the past, right? That is one of the reasons why I always look back at my previous year. When I am setting my goals and intentions for the new year, I always look back. So we'll talk about that, right? We'll talk about goal setting and goal planning in one of the things. Another quote from C.S. Lewis says, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." We are never too old. And if there is something in you, something on your heart, something where you are wanting more, then you should set that as a goal for yourself for this year, right? For this year, you should set a goal for yourself and, take that goal, that dream, whatever it is that's on your heart, and actually write it down and figure out how you're going to get there. That is another thing that we do in my coaching program is we walk through that. We walk through it together. And there's, like I said, the foundation that needs to be laid before you can really figure out how you're going to get to that goal. But once you know what that goal is, have it on paper and figure out what all of those other things, that foundation is laid, then when you are making progress towards that goal, it doesn't have to be something that you are, setting a goal for, and it's this big, lofty goal, even if it's not a big, huge, lofty goal. When you set a goal and you are momming, right? And you have your mom life and you have all of these other things going on, sometimes it might take you a little bit longer to achieve that goal or to get to that goal. And just knowing that you're on the right path and knowing that you are doing what's right for you and your family in this particular season will bring you that fulfillment that you are getting closer to that goal, that goal is in your future. It may not be as close as you would like it, but it is there and you are working towards it, and you know why. You know why you're going as slow or as quick as you're going to achieve that goal, okay? And the other thing that I would love to talk about a little bit more in the upcoming weeks is just how your mindset is so important, right? We talk about that a lot, I know, but I have a quote here from Vern McKellen that says, "What the new year brings to you will depend a great deal on what you bring to the new year." And that is so true. Whatever we bring to our day, whatever we focus on, whatever we are bringing into the new year, that is going to depend greatly on how your new year is going to go. If you are bringing stress and overwhelm and all of these negative emotions and the things that you do not want to be feeling into this new year because you do not know how to let those go, or because you do not know how to get over those things, then that is what you're going to get more of, right? And so how do we get out of these patterns? I have so many podcast episodes about this in the past. Please go, and if you are feeling one of those, emotions that I just listed, just type it in the search bar and you will be able to see so many episodes that I have on those particular topics and things that you can do to help get you through that. But also exactly what I'm talking about this foundation that we do, about this figuring out your true north, figuring out where your priorities are right now in this life, in this season of your life, what those are and what is important to you and what your strengths are and where you currently are at. And then you can move forward with a joy and a fulfillment and just this peace of mind, knowing that you are on the right path. Because a lot of the time, this overwhelm, this self-doubt, all of these negative things that you're feeling are coming from this place where you just feel a little lost. You feel like you've lost your identity possibly. And these are things that I can really help you with in the coaching. But also, if you go back to previous podcast episodes, I really take these subjects and flush them out. And I will continue to work on mindset with you this month. But I kind of just wanted to take today to say Happy New Year, to say this new year is open for possibility. Whatever you want to bring into this new year, let's bring that in. This January is going to look a little different because I think I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I do to plan for my new year, which will coincide with some of the things that we do to build our foundation in the Prioritize Your Purpose coaching. So I know I've taken a break from doing 2 podcasts a week for the last couple of weeks, just for, when my kids were off and for the holidays. I just know that you have less time. And so we only had 1 podcast episode a week for the last couple of weeks, but I'm going to be going back to 2. So you can expect to hear from me again on Thursday. But for one of the episodes, we'll focus more on mindset and the other one will focus more on logistics, with this hope that if you listen to this series for this next month, that you will really have a solid foundation of where your year is going. And even though you may not have it all under control until the end of the month or have it all figured out, but I'm hopeful that you will feel so much more intention in your days and in your life once we finish this month and we finish this series. Okay, so I'm so excited for that, and I hope you are too, and I will meet you back here on Thursday. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, Mama. If so, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and then hit share and send this to a mom who needs this in her day. I'll meet you right here on Thursday. Keep smiling, y'all.